Emotional content is filmed on Whadjuk Noongar land. This podcast acknowledges the traditional owners and custodians of country. Always was, always will be Aboriginal land. This episode contains discussions of suicide and other challenging life experiences that may be distressing to some listeners. Please take care when listening. For immediate support, contact Lifeline on 13 11 14. Additional resources are available on our website at emotionalcontent.com.au. Come for the stories, stay for the connection. I'm your host, Amy Jane Brand, and this is your weekly dose of emotional content. Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Emotional Content. I am so excited for this week's guest. She is one of my best friends. Keneshia has always been somebody that I wanted to come onto the podcast because she has such an interesting story. I really wanted to sit down and have a conversation to dive deeper into her experience. Keneshia vulnerably goes into the different layers of her diagnosis with borderline personality disorder, as well as navigating school with high school bullying, her personal experience with sex work, and building an empire from scratch. This isn't just a conversation about Keneshia's diagnosis with BPD. It's a story of resilience, self-growth, and breaking free from toxic cycles, which I think most of us can relate to. I really hope this deeply personal conversation can help any of you listening. So without further ado, I give you my incredible friend, Keneshia. Keneshia Prefumo, welcome to Emotional Content.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Keneshia has been part of this project from the very beginning, actually. You've helped me with content and 100% my mental state all the way leading up to the launch. So I absolutely had to get you on the podcast. Keneshia's story is one that I definitely wanted to share as well. So you've been willing to come on and be vulnerable and open, which is amazing. So everyone can get to know you better. How did we originally meet?
We met back in, I want to say like 2021?
No, 2020.
2020?
No, 2021, I think.
2021.
Yeah.
Because I just opened the salon.
Yeah.
And I reached out to collab for lashes, and I ended up with basically a sister. So yeah, it all started with that. And then I feel like when we would have appointments, it wasn't even just like work. I feel like I was catching up with my friend, even from the beginning. Like I feel like every 2 weeks I'd see you, I'd be like, oh my God, this has happened. And you'd be like, oh my God. And we would just like bond over that. Yeah. And then obviously now I don't do lashes anymore and we're still closer than we ever were.
100%. Yeah. As soon as we met, we clicked. Yeah. And I desperately needed lashes coming back as well. And I was like,
you're like, hello.
Yeah. No, that was so good. I was so happy about that. What was your first impressions of me? Oh my God, no, be brutally honest.
I was going to say an absolute bitch, but I was just going to joke.
Did you?
When I saw that, I was like, I'm going to be funny. But I was like, nah. I did think that you were going to be like a nice person, but I thought it would be like very surface level, like what we'd speak about and stuff. Yeah. And obviously through that time, I was obviously going through a bit of a rough patch with my personal life, and you were definitely there for me and could relate a lot to me. So yeah, I feel like my first impression was definitely like surface level, but then when we actually spoke a bit more, it was definitely like, oh, this girl's actually nice. And like, I feel like I don't really open myself up to like many new friendships. So I think when I did, I was like, oh, like I can trust this girl.
Yeah. We trauma bonded pretty fucking quickly actually. And I've always been a real oversharer anyway. So I think that's the first impressions that people have of most influencers too. Like, especially with collabs and stuff, you're probably not expecting to actually.
Like it would be very surface level.
Totally.
Like, yeah.
It's like more of a business transaction.
And I feel like a lot of people that I have collaborated with, not as long term, but like as like, you know, come in, get a set of lashes, get a set of brows, like, and then do some content. It's very surface level. So I think the fact that we got along so well, I was like, okay, like I see this girl actually being my friend.
Oh, slay. Also, I drove like an hour each time as well.
It was
like so worth it.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a reason why I wanted you on the podcast. One, because I want people to get to know the people I care about the most. And two, you do have such an incredible story and you're super relatable and you've been through so much in your own life. And I feel like so many people are going to benefit from listening to your story. Obviously, you know what we're going to dive into today.
Yes.
How do you feel about sharing your story with everyone?
I feel pretty like emotional. Like I feel like it's definitely not always like been easy. And like I think if I can help someone that doesn't ever think that they will be anything, like that's why I wanted to come on here and speak about.
I'm so proud of you already. I'm so excited. Yeah, no, I think people are going to resonate with your story so much, especially people that with ADHD like myself. I feel a lot of shame around that and I've had to work through that. And I feel like with your story, this could really help people feel a lot better about their potential diagnosis.
And also like seen, like, because I think there isn't a lot of information. Well, at least when I was diagnosed, there wasn't anyway.
Yeah, seen and heard and understood, which is everything that this podcast is about. So obviously there's a few things that I want to dive into with you, but I would really love to get started, if you're comfortable with it, talking about your journey with BPD. What does BPD mean in your words?
For me, borderline personality disorder is just uncertainty.
Yeah.
I think over the years that I have had it and known about it, it's definitely changed. Like I've definitely gone in waves. I think also because like I was in such a different position 3 years ago than what I am today. So I think now I'm a lot more stable, but it's definitely like a ball of anxiety sometimes. Like I definitely feel like it does come in waves. I am very lucky that I'm surrounded by like good people now, but BPD for me is just, I describe it as like uncertainty and instability and just not in control of emotions, how I feel, my mood.
For myself, relating to that, would it be like quite frequent dysregulation?
Dysregulation, yeah, 100%. Like literally just so unsure and uncertain of how you feel. Is that right? Is it supposed to feel like that? And I think it goes like well as such with anxiety because they both bounce off each other. Like I'm like, is this right? Like, and then I get anxious because I'm like, wait, is it? And I just like spiral from there. And definitely a massive spiral is
like it coexists with the anxiety.
Yeah, 100%. Like it is like sisters.
Yeah. Would you say that depression comes into that at all?
100%. Like I definitely feel like it has its dark days. Like when it's bad, it's like quite bad. Like for me personally, like I have had times in the past years that like I've literally not wanted to be alive. And I think that has something to do with it, like BPD. I do obviously think I was in very situational situations. It is quite depressing at times. Like the moods can be really, really high and really, really manic, but then also they can be like really, really fucking low. So it's like there's no real like, oh, like I'm kind of happy or like I'm kind of sad. It's like really, really low, like when I'm in that wave.
When you were growing up, going back to childhood, did you ever feel different to kids when you were growing up? Did you notice any difference to your peers?
When I was growing up, I feel like I didn't really ever have like a friendship group. So I didn't really know what was kind of normal as such. Like obviously I had friends that were like neighbors and like we were all the same age, and like my mum was in a mother's group. I had I was friends with them, but I didn't really know what was normal, if that makes sense. Like I don't know, I just never really thought that I was any different. I did always feel sad, like that was really depressing, but like I did always feel like quite confused. And like I think mum, when we spoke about this, she said like when you were probably 15 we took you to a site because you were just a bit all over the place, like a bit unhinged. Yeah. So it's definitely been from quite an early age that I've felt like very confused as to what was normal.
Yeah. What was like baseline?
Yeah.
Did you ever go through any bullying when you were in school? Like myself?
Yes. So when I was in school was fucked. I know like a lot of people are like have the same opinion. Like no one really loved school. Yeah. But like school was fucked. Like I never really like would say that it was a good experience for a lot of people. Like I can vouch for a lot of people with that. So when I was in year 9, I moved from one school to another school because I was just bullied. And when I was in school, from year 9 moved to another school. I was there until end of year 10, year 11. Then I did an online school through that same school. Most of my bullying was online. So there was group chats that I was added to, which were just pulling me apart for my appearance. From year 11, I went to homeschooling, which was online, through that school. And then about 6 weeks from graduating, they wanted me to do the in-person component of my course because I didn't do ATAR. And mum basically said she's not going back to the school. Like she was bullied for a reason. She left, like not bullied for a reason, but like she left for a reason.
Yeah.
She was bullied, like she's not going back. And they were like, well, if she can't come in to the school, like she's not going to graduate. And mum said, that's fine, she won't graduate. And I genuinely, if I went back, I don't think I would be here today. Like I genuinely think that I would have committed suicide because like it was horrible. Like it was honestly horrible. And I think that a lot of people don't realize that what they say, even if it's in person, online, like they will still affect you.
100%.
Like,
and kids are savage.
They are savage.
They're savage.
They are ridiculous.
Yeah.
And like it wasn't just girls either. Like it was boys. And that's so crazy to me that people are so mean. Like I could never imagine being like that. Like,
yeah. No, you're so kind.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And then, I remember the first time I saw the few boys that started the whole bullying scene. I saw them out at a bar, and that was the first time I saw them since school. And I was just like, oh my God, this is actually happening. And
what were they like with you?
One of them was pretty nice, like pretty apologizing. The other one asked me to buy him a drink. So, yeah, I don't know.
Asked you to buy him a drink? I beg your finest pardon. What?
Yeah.
The fuck?
Yeah.
Why?
Not sure. I think it was because, as we delve into a bit later, I was obviously making money.
Yeah.
And I think he obviously knew that, which I'll go on to later as well. But yeah, he obviously knew my situation, and I honestly don't know.
Even if someone's making money, you don't.
Even if someone's a millionaire and when you've bullied them, I'm sorry. What?
Yeah, it's weird. We haven't fully gone into this. We haven't gone into this at all. So I'm learning so much in this conversation about you as well as everybody else. But that's really interesting because I got bullied predominantly by males and it was about my appearance as well, which completely fucked me up. So I 100% resonate with that. And I remember actually when I went to the pub and I saw some of them that used to fucking bully me, I had 2 drinks because the line was huge. And as I had my back turned, he sculled both of my drinks. I'm sorry. So that's what reminded me of that when you told me that. I was like, what the fuck? Like, I feel like it was almost like trying to be like a power play.
Yeah.
Right?
Like, look, I've still got one upper hand on
right.
Like
real Kindick energy.
Yeah.
But that's,
it's just crazy.
Yeah, that's
like,
fucking.
But I do think like now, obviously, I saw them, like one of them that year that we went to next door for my birthday.
Yeah.
Me and a couple of my friends were at sea after, and in the line, I saw one of them, and I still got a lot of anxiety, but it wasn't as bad because I was like, I'm more confident in myself now. But it did still feel like, not sure how I feel about seeing you, but it's fine.
Yeah. Fuck. I try and avoid all the cunts that were arseholes with me here in Perth. I don't go north side at all, barely at all anymore. If I see any of them, I just don't fucking want to say them. So I get it. What do you think you struggled with the most when you were in your childhood? Is there anything in particular that shows up for you with the BPD that you recognise now as an adult that you might have struggled with a lot when you were younger?
I think one thing that when I was growing up, I did get very like hyper fixated on things. Like I would like, even with my Sunny Angels now, like I'm very
with my Sunny Angels.
I get in these phases of things and I obsess over them. And that's like my thing for the moment. And then I'll get sick of it. And then I'll be like, oh, it's something else. And I'm like that with food. I'm like that with everything. Like some people are just like that. But I do think that is definitely like a trait of BPD is like obsessing over something for so long and then like literally like gagging over the next. Like,
would you say it's like a hyperfocus?
Hyperfixation, yeah, 100%.
It sounds so similar to ADHD.
Yeah.
Like I haven't ever really looked at the two together on paper, but that sounds really similar as well.
Yeah, definitely like hyperfixating on something.
Like
As I said, now that I'm older, like I still do it like with my Sunny Angels, with my Pop Mart stuff, with like my Hello Kitty. Like it's like things though. It's not just like, I don't know, a hobby. Like I don't really have hobbies. Okay. That's just me personally. I just could think of nothing worse.
Yeah. Whereas me, I'm like a health thing. I'm like, I'm going to do that for ages. And
but that's the thing. Like that's the thing. I like really have this great idea. I'm like, okay, I'm going to go to the gym and like really work on it. And then I do it for like a bit and I'm like, this is so boring. But like I just did actually get a new gym membership. So like hopefully I go.
Yeah. So your relationship with your parents has always been really good?
Yes. We've definitely had our moments.
Yeah.
I have definitely put them through a lot.
Yeah, same.
I'm very, very grateful for how they are. Like, they are the most supportive parents that I could genuinely ask for ever. I'm very, very blessed. I think I've hit them with a lot and they've still been there. I remember mum always saying to me when I was growing up and I would kind of be a bit unhinged, she would always say, you only have one mum and one dad. Act like it. Because at the end of the day, that's it.
Yeah.
So I definitely, now that I'm older, I can appreciate it. But when I was younger, I was like, oh, what the fuck? Like, rah. But now I'm like, I get that.
So going into your older teen, young adult years, was there specific situations that you potentially struggled with?
Just making friends, it was definitely tricky, and I feel like I never really found like a group. Like even now, I don't have a friendship group. Like I know a lot of people don't have a friendship group, but I also feel like some do that they've had since like school days.
Natalia.
Yeah. Like
my friend Natalia that she's met. Yeah, like, she's got a huge group
that they've always had, and they can do things together. Or like I definitely, I'm not like I have no friends. Like I have friends, I have great friends, and I value them all so much. Like I definitely have like a good group of friends, but they're all singular friends, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
like
the same.
At my birthday dinners and stuff, like no one knows each other other than seeing each other each year for my birthday dinners. Like it is hard to make friends even now. Like I think the friends that you have, definitely value them because they're important. But yeah, growing up in the teen years, I definitely feel like when I hit maybe 15, 16, I became a bit crazy.
Oh my God, stop. You've never been crazy.
Yeah, I think mum reminded me of this, but one morning she woke up and I wasn't in my bed because I had actually run away to see a boy.
How old were you?
I was 15.
15, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, she would have freaked out.
She did freak out. Yeah, freaked out. My phone had died because I ran to where he was. And then when she found me, she wanted to kill me.
Yeah.
So I came back home and I was like, chill. I was like, what's going on? She's like, where have you been? I was like, I've just been out. She's like, where? And I'm like, oh, you know, just somewhere.
Just somewhere. At 15.
At 15, yeah. I think, yeah, I did definitely from 15 kind of rebel. Yeah. But not anything crazy. Like, I didn't really drink underage or like.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. I wasn't like that crazy. I was just like I was just like a bit, I don't know how to explain it. I just kind of rebelled, but not that kind of rebelled. I don't know.
When it came to boys, do you find that you were just like really invested in that from like a young age?
Not super invested. Like I feel like, you know how some people are like, I had a boyfriend in year 9 or like I had a boyfriend. I didn't really have a boyfriend until until I got a boyfriend. When I got a boyfriend, he was my boyfriend. He became my fiance, as a lot of people will know. I was engaged at 17.
Yeah, which I kind of know about, but you haven't gone into full detail about it. How did that come about? So
my parents did know and they were supportive. Just that's everyone's first question. Like, what did your mum think?
Yeah.
Because obviously that's like a child. He lived with us for a while. It was not an arranged marriage. Yeah, I definitely feel like that relationship was a lot of shaping at the end of it. I think it did get a bit toxic, and I think we were definitely too young. Like,
too young, yeah.
We broke up when we were 18, and I think learning from that was my first heartbreak, and I did not think I would ever recover. I thought my whole world was ending, even though it wasn't a healthy relationship in the end. I actually remembered this today when I was speaking about this with mum. I remember sitting on my bed with my friend and I was like wailing, and I was like, it wasn't even like finding anyone. I was like, I'm never going to recover. Like I actually did not know how to live without him because he was my whole world. I definitely did attach to him, and I was a bit of a psycho, like with certain things. I remember stabbing my glove box in the middle of my car because I didn't want him to go to work. Like,
yeah, it's just like it's just really intense connection.
Yeah, it's definitely like, I definitely feel like a lot of trauma around that relationship, but it's not like he was a horrible abusive person. He wasn't at all. Like, definitely wish him the best. Him and the girl, I mean,
his next girlfriend.
Yeah, we'll go with that. They were together pretty much, while we were together.
Okay.
They're still together. So I'm like, you know what? Props to you.
Yeah,
like
wow.
sometimes cheating or like close crossover, props to you if it lasts. Like sometimes in life, you just have to say, you know what? Maybe it was worth it. And I genuinely think they do seem happy. But yeah, I think talking about it definitely does bring back a bit of memories and a bit of like, oh, that did happen. I remember that and that was insane. But I definitely feel like I've grown a lot from then. I was a child. Like that's
100%.
9 years ago, you know?
Do you think that's where you started recognizing the BPD around then?
100%. Like I started spiraling and I did not know how to live without this person. Like I did not know who I was. My whole identity was him. So when we broke up, I genuinely did not give a fuck about who I was, what happened to me, what I did. I could literally have died and I would have been like, fine with that. Like I didn't think anyone cared about me. Obviously they did. My parents cared about me. My friends cared about me. But at the time I was like, no one gives a fuck. Like anything could happen to me and I wouldn't care.
Do you feel like you kind of disassociate a bit from reality with it?
100%. Like I forget things have happened until I start speaking about it. And then I'm like, oh, wow. I do think before 21 is all wiped in my memory unless I start talking about it.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of things with trauma are resonated with that.
Totally.
A lot of people just block it out.
Yeah.
But
it's a trauma response.
Yeah.
It's protecting you.
Yeah.
I'm the same. And especially when I see people that I used to go to school with or people that I used to know back then and they bring up memories and I'm like, fuck, I completely forgot
You forget about
that.
things and then you're like, oh, shit. Like that was fucked.
Yeah. That was my life at one point.
Like, that's insane.
Yeah.
How do we not remember? But then, and people are like, how do you not remember that? And I'm like, because it was so fucked up. Like, I just choose to not think about it.
Yeah.
But I think that's quite normal.
It's totally, that's definitely normal. I don't think that's like exclusive to BPD or neurodivergence.
No, it's definitely like,
yeah. From what I've read up about it, because I did do a little bit of reading into it prior to us chatting on here, you feel things really, really fucking deeply. Yeah. So I was thinking that within relationship, it would really show up with that because relationships in general reflect back to you the things that you need to be working on. So it's like it will show up.
Yeah. And I definitely think my other relationships that I've had, I haven't let myself get to that point other than one, but I think I was very invested in that relationship and that ended quite badly. Since then, I've only had one other relationship and I did not treat that person. I think I was a bit unfair and I have apologized to them since being in a relationship with them because I think I did kind of take things out on them that wasn't necessarily fair because I hadn't healed from my past relationship with the trauma. But I did feel quite guilty because I was like, that kind of was weighing on my mind. And obviously we're all good now. Like, hope she's good.
Yeah.
She's got a new relationship, like happy for them. But I think I did treat her quite unfairly. And even though she might have done something minor, I would have blown it up into like out of proportion. And like, I remember one night we were like driving and I was manic because I'd gone through her phone and I was manic, but she didn't know that I'd done it.
Yeah,
and
that's the worst.
We were going to dinner.
Yeah,
and I was driving, and I remember being manic, and she was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, like I'm great,
I'm fucking hunky dory."
And I remember being like, "Okay." And then when we spoke about what had happened that night, she was like, "Were you okay that night?" And I was like, "No," like I was livid because, like, for me, a trigger is when someone lies to my face and then like even though it was a small lie, I'm taking that and being like, oh my God, like what else are they lying about? They're lying about everything because of a lot of things that I'd been through and I definitely wasn't fair. I didn't even give her the chance to actually work through things. I was like, nah, we're done.
Yeah.
So I haven't been in a relationship since then, and I think the next person I do get in a relationship with, like, I'm going to definitely know what to look out for and not lose myself in it.
Yeah. I think a lot of people kind of shy away from the idea of going to couples therapy unless it gets really bad. Whereas, I mean, Frank and I, we've been together, 4 years now, but I wouldn't say things have gotten dire at all. It's like we actively chose to do therapy together so it doesn't get to that point.
Yeah.
I feel like going into therapy as a couple, even near the beginning, to navigate through each other's bullshit.
And like what each other thinks and how their brain works. Like I think therapy is great.
Same.
Not everyone should be in therapy, but at least
everyone that's had a childhood needs to be in fucking therapy. Are you kidding?
I think like at least once in your life. Like I think it's definitely like more accepted now, but I think it is so rewarding. Yeah.
It is. Once you get a good therapist, it's great.
Yeah. It can be fucked trying to find one.
Yeah. So looking back, which you've already touched on, but looking back at having an engagement so young, how do you think that shaped you as the person that you are today? Because that's a pretty significant thing to go through.
It was so random. Like not random. Like we'd obviously been together for a while, but a lot of people were always like, oh, was he older? I'm like, no, we were the same age. It's outrageous that I ever did that, but I definitely wouldn't change a thing. And I think it's definitely made me more like hypervigilant in future partners to not accept things that I have past accepted. That's not just to him, but just in general to my other relationships that I have kind of been like, I'm a bit of a pushover sometimes. And I think
You've gotten so much better, bro.
I have gotten so much better. Oh my God, I was the biggest pushover.
But you were in a dark place when I first met. I mean, we both were. Fucking everybody already knows about the place I was in from the previous episodes, but we were both in a pretty dark place and supported each other through that. But you've come leaps and bounds in your growth, getting out of the situation that you were in previously. You really found yourself being single. Like I feel like you have grown more than a lot of people I know being single.
Yeah.
I feel like the next relationship that you get into, you're going to know yourself so much better.
100%. And that's the thing. Like I think I needed to be by myself for some time after that relationship.
When we first met, you were dating another chick, not the engagement that you were previously in. Obviously, there was a few relationships after that. So when we first started being friends, the amount of growth that you've had from then to now is like a night and day contrast. You're saying, oh, I used to be a people pleaser or a pushover. I think it was very situational to what you were in previously.
Yeah. I definitely can see that within myself. Like totally. It's definitely a massive change and I know what I deserve now and I won't take as much as I did.
Yeah, like you stick up for yourself now.
Yeah, I'm definitely glad that I went through that because it's made me the person I am. But I definitely have had my people-pleasing moment. But I guess everyone has to.
Totally. Yeah. Do you feel like with the BPD, it does make you susceptible to that when you're in relationship because you want to be loved and you feel things deeply?
I wanted to just make it work and I wanted to be with my person.
Yeah.
And that's been in pretty much both those relationships. I just wanted to make it work because they were my person. Mm-hmm. They were my everything. They were my whole world. So even when they would treat me like shit, I'd be like, no, it's okay because I want to be with you and I want to be loved and I want to stay with you. And I think there was times that I know that I should have left, but I just kept holding on because I just wanted to feel, even though I definitely didn't feel loved at the time, but looking back, like the good was very minor in the midst of the bad, but those good times I did hold on to a lot more than like a normal person would be like, well, not normal, but do you know what I mean? Like neurotypical would be like, I'm not taking this, like fuck off. Whereas I was like, no, but those parts are like what I'm holding on to.
Yeah.
Like I just felt that so like it will be okay because this one day.
And you make excuses.
Yeah.
I mean, I've made excuses as well.
It happens, but it's definitely like I have just moved so far past that.
Yeah. From what I'm getting with BPD, you potentially have an anxious attachment style in relationship.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Which isn't a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing. I'm definitely trying to be better. And I think the time alone has definitely made it easier. Like I've gotten used to my own company and also living by myself.
Yeah.
Like I've had my apartment for like 2.5 years and I've lived by myself that whole time. I've not had to rely on anyone else. I've not had anyone else in my space and I've just had myself and it's actually been really beautiful and I really love it. And I think that has definitely taught me a lot of like growth.
Like in solitude, you really get to know yourself. Yeah.
Like it's giving prison, but like also like you just have your own thoughts and you have your own time. And obviously my cat, I've got
Doja. Shout out to Doja.
Doge, she is a queen. I also feel like I've learned a lot about myself and my BPD and how to handle it. Like I definitely still have my days. But I think comparing to a couple of years ago when I was unhinged, unstable as fuck, like I had no idea what was going on, to now like on my own and like no one to depend on. I think that's really good for me.
Yeah. No one to answer to as well.
Yeah.
Like there is a lot of pros to being
alone.
single.
Yeah.
And really figuring yourself out and loving yourself. I never really got a chance to do that in a sense because I kind of monkey swinged from relationship to relationship. When I was younger, I wish I definitely took more time to myself. 100% that would have been a really good thing to do. So I'm glad that you've managed to do that. What would you say is the most common misconception about BPD?
That we're crazy. You have multiple personalities. Are you just going to switch up? Like, no, that's multiple personality disorder.
Yeah, I think they've changed the name of it now as well. So it's not.
It's the personality disorder is what was confusing people, borderline. And then multiple. Like that's very, it's not similar.
Yeah, because it's not like, no, it's not similar.
Yeah.
It's like Switch movie.
Yeah.
Multiple personalities.
That just makes me think of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like with that guy.
Yeah. So people think it's automatically.
Think it's that. Yeah. Right. People think I'll just switch up. Like I will, but it's more moods and within myself.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be like talking a different accent or like be a different person. A lot of mental health things are very not spoken about.
Totally.
And I think even like me personally, I don't really know not anything, but like about the switch personality disorder. Like I don't know anything about that. So obviously I can't speak on it. And a lot of people with bipolar wouldn't know what borderline personality disorder is. Like I think it's just definitely like, unless you're actually studying it or looking into it because a person you love or know has it, I think it's a confusing time. And there's no like, I'm never angry at someone for like asking like, oh, what is that? Or like, I think I get more annoyed when people are like, oh, so you're crazy. I think sometimes people make you, I don't want to use the word crazy, but people make you crazy. Crazy is not a word I like to use, but people make you a certain way.
Yeah.
I think it's very much like you can be super calm and super chill and then you're with a person or you're hanging around a certain person and then you're like all of a sudden doing all these things that you wouldn't normally do and you're like, what is wrong with me? I'm not this person, but that person that you're spending your time with and you're putting your energy into are making you that way.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's still your choice of how you act, but I think it's definitely
like triggering.
An influence and triggering of that one person. Yeah.
And also, I don't know if you're the same as myself, and I don't know whether this is typical to neurodivergence, but gaslighting.
Oh my God.
Sends me over the fucking edge.
Gaslighting.
Yeah. The lying, all that.
Manipulating.
Yeah. So how would you say that BPD affects your day-to-day life now?
It is a lot more stable now. I definitely am in control a lot of the time. I do think I do have tendencies to hyperfixate still. I do kind of spiral. I think it is good that I don't have someone in my life as a partner because I still am figuring everything out. Something that really helps me is snuggling my toys, like my little jelly cats. I think they are really calming. And like even when I'm feeling super anxious, like I was having a conversation the other day and I was just feeling really overwhelmed and anxious and I was just like hugging my like massive like Miffy thing. And like it did make me feel like a lot more comfortable.
Do you think it's like a sensory thing?
I think it might be because like, or even like when I'm talking about something really sensitive, like I'll need to like crunkle paper or like rip paper. Like, I don't know. I just always, that's like a thing for me. I think it's just to distract me from what I'm actually saying. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Like there's stimming and stuff with ADHD as well. Going back to your diagnosis, what age were you when you did get diagnosed? How did you go about it? And how did you feel when you did get that diagnosis?
So I was 17 when I first got diagnosed. I first got diagnosed with bipolar by the first psychiatrist that we went to. And after we left the appointment, we were just kind of like, oh, okay, cool. It didn't really make sense for us, but we kind of just accepted it because obviously they're a professional. They, like, you know, they're a professional. Yeah. You would trust what they say. And then kind of nothing really got better. But I think not much was known about when I was 17 about BPD. So there is some mental health struggles within the family and bipolar on my dad's side. So I think that the psychiatrist obviously knew that as well and kind of just jumped to that conclusion because of my moods and everything like that. And then after a while, we kind of went back to a different psychiatrist and she was like, no, you have borderline personality disorder. And then we kind of looked that up, and because we didn't know anything about it either. So we looked all of that up and we were like, oh my God, like you kind of like start ticking the boxes being like, this all kind of makes sense. Like it felt like, oh, okay. So they put me on medication just to stabilize my mood. I'm still on that medication, just a higher dose because obviously I've grown. Yeah, I've got some other medication now as well just to chill me out a little bit, but it's nothing crazy. I do think a lot of times medication is a last resort, I do believe, like unless you absolutely need it, but medication definitely has saved me a lot.
If you don't mind me asking, what type of medication do they give for BPD?
So I have a mood stabilizer, which I take every day, and then I also take melatonin, which is not a bit of a deal. But
does that help with sleep?
It helps me so much. But as soon as I take it, I'm like I'm knocked out. And my medication, my mood stabilizer, does make me sleep as well. Like both of them together, I am knocked out.
Oh, really?
Other than when Doja walks on my head. That's the thing. It pisses me off so much when she does that, because I'm like, I know that I need to be in deep sleep because I am so tired from that medication. And you are keeping me up. You're one night away from the pound. Like, honestly.
Both of our cats keep us up at night.
Oh my God. That's the medication I'm on. I have in the past, I'm trying to think of what it was actually called, the one that was a bit hectic. It was maybe a couple of years ago that I stopped. And I just stopped because my script ran out, which is probably, I don't advise that.
You got to
ease into it. But yeah, I just stopped because I was lazy.
Did you feel weird?
I felt weird.
Yeah.
I definitely felt weird. And then after the weirdness settled, I was like, oh, okay. I just won't do that again. And then I told my doctor when I went back in, and he was like, don't do that. And I was like, sorry. Yeah, in the past, when I was like 18, I went off all my medication completely and I was fucking nuts. I was nuts.
Is that because you felt like you didn't need to be?
Oh, no, I just felt like I don't give a fuck. So I just stopped taking it, and I was like, I don't care. And that's probably a lot of why I was acting up and I was the way I was, because I wasn't at all okay, because I was coming off that. I was just a mess, and that would normally kind of regulate my emotions somewhat. But I stopped taking everything that I was taking, like my antidepressant, my mood stabilizer, this other one that I can't think of right now. But
is it like anti-anxiety?
It was like one that made me really, really sleepy, like straight away. So I think it was definitely like a calming one. But I stopped taking everything that I needed to take. Completely cold turkey.
Fuck, that's not good.
No.
What happened around that time? So you were around 17, 18?
Yeah, when I was 18, so obviously I had broken up with
your ex-fiance.
That is outrageous. I'm sorry. That is outrageous. Don't advise getting engaged when you are 17. If you are in love, you probably, I don't want to say you're not, because you might be, but just think really carefully.
Just wait it out a few years.
Just at least until you're 21.
Yeah.
Minimum.
I don't think your brain has finished developing.
And men are a lot younger in the brain than women. Like, it's scientifically proven that something.
They take a lot longer to mature.
No one is ready for marriage.
No.
And I do think, like, although I don't regret it, I do think it was almost a mistake getting engaged. What would have been a bigger mistake is getting married. And I actually remember saying, imagine being divorced at 18, like before we broke up. And then when we broke up, I thought that could have been me.
Yeah.
I could have been the divorcee. Like, can you imagine going to like a bar and you're meeting someone at the ripe age of 19?
Actually, I'm divorced.
I'm going through a divorce settlement. Pardon?
Look, stranger things have happened.
They have, but that's insane.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Yeah. So anyway,
to the story.
It does.
For the plot.
Oh my God. Do not advise doing this for the plot. Please do something minor. Don't get engaged. Yeah, so when I was about 18, went off the rails. I did not care what happened to me. I got involved with some really bad people and went on a downward spiral in the spiral.
Yeah. Just pin dropped.
Just
all kinds of shit.
It was fucked. I'm lucky to be alive. Like, genuinely, I went through it. I think that when I was young, I didn't really understand a lot of things that my parents would say. And they would say, we are worried that you're not going to come home one night. We're worried about this. And I didn't really understand much about it. But growing up, I'm like, people don't care about those sort of people. Like, that's why they get murdered, because people think that no one cares about them. When people do care about you, you just don't realize at the time. Yeah, when I was 18, I obviously surrounded myself with not great people, and I did get involved in sex work. I did that for an amount of time. I reckon it was 11-ish months.
Yep.
I did it for the people that I met. I was on drugs. I was a completely different person than I am now. Like, it's actually crazy the growth that I've had since then. I think that's a completely different person. Yeah, definitely had an experience that I don't think many people really talk about. I think it's quite like a taboo. Is that the word?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Taboo
subject. I think a lot of girls, it's a lot more accepted now, but I think a lot of girls are still quiet about it. And I think that, like, there's those TikTok girls that are like blue-eyed Kayla Jade.
Yeah.
I love her.
Love her.
Love
oh my
her.
God, obsessed
But that's
with
the
her.
thing. Like, I'm like, people love her.
Yeah.
But like 8 years ago, like, if I was to do something like that, then I'd be like, slut shamed.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of like, it's crazy how we've kind of come around.
Totally.
But I definitely do think I'm a very different person now. And
'Cause
that
how old are you now? So everybody
I'm
knows.
26.
26,
I'm
yeah.
turning 27.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not going to sit here and be like, I am proud of it. I'm not super proud of it. Like, I'm a completely different person I am now. I would not consider even doing that job, although I don't regret doing it because it's definitely made me into the person I am today. Like, I think that I'm a lot stronger than what I was before that. And I do think I wouldn't really say it had many positives, but I do think it did grow me as a person, mature me as a person, like quite from a young age.
Oh yeah, you have to grow up quick. Yeah. Quit doing sex work.
Yeah.
And you would build a lot of resilience from that.
Yeah.
So with the sex work, obviously, back then, like myself, obviously I was doing it before you. Around the times that we were doing it, there was a lot more judgment. Obviously, there was no OnlyFans,
100%.
there was no Michaela Tester, Anna Paul, even though we're not even going to dive into the
the drama
right now. But, you know, I guess the biggest Aussie OF creators that I know of, and obviously Blue-Eyed Kayla Jade, it's a lot. Yeah, same. She's fucking slay.
Iconic.
I want her on the podcast so bad.
Yeah, she's such.
Oh my God, she's amazing and hot,
stunning,
so hot,
and just naturally. She holds herself. I'm obsessed.
Stop.
With her. Yeah,
so confident too. Oh, she's such slay. And I think sex work plays a huge role in that too. Like, you do have to be resilient and confident. Fuck, you do learn so much within that industry, no matter what you're doing. Being that there was a lot of judgment back then, how did you handle it, and how did your parents receive that information?
So the judgment I didn't handle well.
Yeah.
But at the time I didn't care. I wish I cared more than I did, because a lot of people did know about it and I just didn't care. How my parents came to know about it was one of the guys that bullied me actually texted it to my mum.
Fucking asshole.
And then another one, how I figured out that everyone actually knew about it was a guy that went to my ex's school, my ex-fiance.
Fiance.
My fiance. A guy that went to his school in his year messaged me on Facebook calling me by my working name. And I said, sorry, because I had not told anyone.
Yeah.
And I hadn't told my parents. I had literally not told a soul. He just sent some other messages and I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. And then within like 10 minutes, a lot of people knew. A lot of people were messaging me. My mum drove to my best friend's house where I was and had just been sent it and was like, what the fuck? Like,
oh my God.
What the fuck? I actually saw him like not that long ago at sea.
Did he fucking apologize?
Trigger? Yeah, jump scare.
Jump scare?
No, we've not spoken.
What's the intent with that? I just don't get it.
I think if it was coming from a place of like, hey, are you good? Like, I saw this. Wasn't. It was more like a, just so you know, I saw this and now everyone's going to know about it. So I think.
That's so fucked up.
Yeah. And like, we were 18. He was probably 19. So he's obviously matured a lot since then, I assume, I would hope. But yeah, a lot of people around my school found out about it from other people. It is quite annoying that I wasn't the one to tell my close friends and family that it did get sent around. I was going to tell them when I was ready, but that kind of got taken from me. So yeah, my parents originally reacted how any parent would, like, what the actual fuck is going on? They never supported what I did, but they supported me. Yeah. So they wanted me to be coming home and know that I had a home to come home to. And they just wanted me safe.
Yeah.
So
I think that's all you can do as a good parent as well. Like, you can't force your kids to do or not do things. That's not really the right way. They've got to figure it out on their own.
Yeah. I don't know how I would cope with that. I think also my mum is very, I don't know if she's ever smoked weed. Do you know what I mean? Like, she's very straight edge. My dad, on the other hand, questionable. He was in the Navy. But mum, like, hasn't seen that side of the world. And I remember dad and me speaking about it one time, and dad was like, you've seen the other side, like that people live, and it's not nice. And you can own that. I haven't got many girls that I knew in the industry at the same time as me. I don't really have them on anything. I know one of the girls has committed suicide that I worked at the same time as, like, doing the same thing. One of them has a beautiful baby. He's really cute. So, like, it does turn around for some people, but other people it doesn't. And I think that's why I wanted to come on here and speak about that you can make something from yourself, like, from that situation, because a lot of people don't think they will ever be able to. And I didn't think I was ever going to be able to. And that's why I was so deep in that whole time, because you don't ever think that you're going to have a way out. The money, your self-worth, you don't have any. Yeah. You don't have any. Obviously, some people nowadays that, you know, we're a bit older, they can be confident and love it. Like, I think if you can separate your personal life and your personal self-image and your confidence, I think it can actually be a great job. And you can separate work from normal life. Yeah. If you can do that, slay. Like Kayla Jade. Yeah. She can do that. And that's really for her. And I mad respect. But at the age I was and what I was going through, I did not need to be doing that. Like, I had no self-worth. I did not care what happened to me. I could have been killed for all I care. I think it was really detrimental to my mental health that I was in that industry and that environment with the people that I was associating myself with.
What dangers in the job did you find the most difficult to navigate?
I think having security, you just have yourself. When you are under the influence as well, I think it can be quite a dangerous job. I think it's a dangerous job regardless, but let alone when you're under the influence of substances and alcohol and you don't know these people. You have no idea. They're not police checked. Like, I feel like so much is spoken about now with Kayla that I can't even resonate with, because I'm like, that's just not how it was back then. And I think I was also so young. I didn't know. Yeah. I had no idea what was happening. Yeah. And like, yeah, it was so long ago and I just didn't know any different.
Yeah, well, I didn't with the skimpy. Yeah. Like, the skimpy work that I did, I don't think that even is now, but I remember seeing the girls that would come in and do shows and they always had a dude there. Yeah. And I was like, fuck, it would be nice if that was standard practice. Yeah. And they always seemed the safest out of all the ones that I met. But I never heard of anybody other than those girls doing shows or working in actual strip clubs that had men protecting them that were around.
Yeah, I think it must be a new thing.
Unless it's like when you're absolutely raking in so much money that you can.
You can do that.
But it is a super dangerous line of work. It's risky.
Very risky. Yeah. I think I'm very lucky
that you didn't have any really bad situations.
Very lucky.
Thank God.
Yeah.
What made you transition out of that line of work? Was there a specific moment?
I think I actually just wanted to get my life together. I remember mum and dad were in Bali and I wasn't going to go because I was like just still on a bit of a spiral. And then I ended up going and I never went back. Yeah. Not obviously I came back to Perth, but like I never went back to that line of work.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. So I literally did clean cut from everything and just came back and started a new life, really.
Yeah. Wow.
So yeah, I think I was over it for a bit, but I just didn't know how to leave it because a lot of people do get stuck.
What would you say is the most common misconception about sex work?
That people that do sex work don't have anyone that cares about them. I listen to case files a fair bit. It is quite common for people in sex work to get killed or go missing or anything because they're easy targets because people don't think they have anyone that cares about them, and that's why they're in that job. So I never really understood that until I was a bit older and like started listening to things, and I was like, oh, this is actually quite common. And I was like, that's quite alarming.
Yeah.
But when you think about it, not that it's true, but like you kind of would think that because I don't know, it's hard to explain. Like obviously people that do that line of work have people that care about them. I'm just speaking from my experience that I had a hard time with it. Obviously some people love the job and are very confident and very good at it and can separate it. So I'm not trying to be like, this is for everyone and this is how it is.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
This is just my aspect on it.
Okay, so going from sex work, obviously when we met each other, there was your brand by Keneshia.
Yeah,
which
my baby.
Your baby.
Yeah.
How did you transition from sex work into your own business? Is that what happened? Did you go into another job prior to By Keneshia, or did you use the money that you had potentially saved from sex work to start the business? How did you come about By Keneshia? Where did it all start?
So By Keneshia started in about 2019.
Okay.
From my parents' house. I had a beauty job before that for a couple of months and I couldn't work for anyone. I feel like I was so unreliable and I was just a bit all over the place. I think my mental health wasn't at a peak. I definitely feel like I couldn't be working for anyone at that point in my life. I was definitely still a bit messy. So I ended up starting By Keneshia from my parents' house and I loved it. It was my world. Like I definitely do miss the business sometimes, but I do think it was like the right decision to close her. But I think one day, I still see myself one day having a salon and like running staff out of there and do more training aspect of things. But I think it was the right decision at that time to close.
What were the biggest challenges with having your own brand and building your brand for going down a bit more of a business route? What would you say the biggest challenges of running your own business?
I think the biggest challenges were like actually just like running it successfully no matter what I was going through.
Yeah.
No matter what was happening in my life, I had to put on a front. And when I would cancel my clients, it would be my friends and they would obviously understand. Like even if I was doing that because I was going through something, the business side of things was still running. Like I still had to post on Instagram. I still had to do my clients' bookings and everything like that. I'm very lucky that I made like a lot of friendships through having clients and like having the business that knew a lot that was going on in my personal life. And I definitely think I had a lot of support, even going to work and doing clients. I still had that to kind of fall back on. But putting on a front regardless of what I was going through, because the business is always going to be running and the money is always going to be coming out for rent, outgoings, bills, products, everything. But at the same time, it kind of flips that I always did have my baby. I always did have my business. So no matter what was going on, I could just work and be at my place. That is how I made it and it is mine. So I think at the same time of like the negatives, there's also positives.
Yeah, because you were working a lot too.
A lot.
Yeah, like you pretty much lived there.
Yeah, I was working quite a bit.
Yeah, no matter what, you don't get to switch off and you're paying yourself. I guess if you have a week off sick.
Yeah, it's not.
Is it scary?
Yeah, it's like, or if you don't have a week of clients, like that's like very rare. Like you would at least have like a couple a week. But there might be like, and towards the end is when inflation and everything was going up and people, it was a luxury to get lashes done. Whereas in the beginning of my business, when I opened the salon, it was like everyone and their dog wanted lashes. Then towards the end, it was like cost of living is more important. Like I need to pay my rent. And obviously I was completely understanding of that. I wasn't like, oh my God, like no, please. Like I fully understand that. But I'm glad that I had boundaries as well with my clients because people were like, oh, I can't afford this week to do this. I wasn't like, oh, okay, just come for free. Like
absolutely
I never
not.
did that. Even though I built a relationship with them and I obviously understood where they were coming from, I didn't lessen myself for that.
Yeah. Yeah, and I feel like that might have been a little bit difficult sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
To say no.
Yeah, and I think that also kind of made me a bit less of a people pleaser because I had my policies.
Yep.
My policies may have been ridiculous, and I got told they were ridiculous at
Really?
times. Yeah.
How?
I will admit.
How so?
I will admit. 5 minutes late policy. If you're a minute over, bit ridiculous. But they were in place because someone would be like 8 minutes late and then still expect me to do a full set in that amount of time. And I was booking back-to-back clients.
Yeah.
That's why I had the policy of 5 minutes. If you don't like that policy, don't book with me. That was pretty much what I was like.
Yeah.
Because every client had to sign a waiver before they came to say, no makeup on after 5 minutes. I won't be doing it and you'll be paying a full fee.
Yeah.
Some people honestly didn't like it, but I'm like, it's all outlined before you come in.
Yeah.
Before you even book it, you have to agree to it and read it. Whether you read it or not, you're still agreeing. Not my problem.
Yeah, totally.
I have that in place for my business to protect me and myself. If you don't like it, go somewhere else.
Yeah, and if you don't have
That was my thing, basically.
Yeah.
Because that's in place for me. I had things to pay and I had clients to do. And I chose to do back to back. Like, yeah, maybe I could have done like a half an hour interval between clients to make sure if someone was late. But like half an hour between each client makes up a whole other client that I could have booked in.
Totally.
At the end of the day.
Yeah.
So I was looking out for myself in that. And I was taking quite long to do full sets. I remember when I first started Mega Volume and my good friend Emma, she like lay there for 5 hours and 45 minutes.
Yeah, but you're a perfectionist.
I am a perfectionist.
At heart, same as me.
But sometimes it was a blessing and a curse.
Yeah.
Like, even for content days, like I would be taking like 4 hours to do a wet look set.
Yeah.
I wanted it to be perfect.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I think that's why you had such a loyal client base that just wanted to follow you anywhere as well.
That's the thing. They did. They
Yeah.
followed me from Guildford to Currumbine, back to Guildford.
Yeah.
Like, and I had a good client base.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they'd all be fucking stoked if you came back. I literally had to ask you the other day, where do I go for a fucking lash lift?
I know, it's so hard. Like, I will end up doing beauty again someday.
Yeah.
I don't know when, but I think when the time is right, I'll know. Because I did have such a passion, but I do feel at the end of my business, I was kind of losing the passion because I was so stressed about paying my mortgage, about paying my lease, paying all my bills and my outgoings of the salon, driving so far from home to Currumbine because my life wasn't that way anymore. Like,
Yeah.
it wasn't 5 minutes down the road. So I think all those changes kind of just dumped on top of me. I wasn't able to freely and stress-free do what I loved. So I kind of lost the passion a bit.
So what advice would you give to anyone that's wanting to start a business from a more non-traditional background like yourself? Like if they got into sex work, and what advice would you give going into a job that they're passionate about or their dreams and goals for the future?
If someone's really passionate about something and they want to make it work, the worst that can happen is it fails.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you will always have another option. Something will work out. And I think the risk is quite big, but as long as you're not putting everything that you like, okay, say you sell your house and then you're like, okay, I'm going to put all of this into a business, and then it fails and then you've got no house, no business. Probably don't recommend doing that. But like, put what you can afford and what you can justify putting into your business, whether it's money or effort. But try not to spend money and spend time wasting on unnecessary things that you can do yourself. I think that for me is like one thing that a lot of people focus on is getting a graphic designer in the beginning because they want their image to be something specific. You can make things on Canva. You can like, honestly, it's so easy to use. And I think I was so paranoid and hyper fixated on like what my brand looked like. But in the end, you know, the by Keneshia branding, that was just off Canva. It was, a Canva. And all my branding was that on the signs, on everything. And I didn't even like what the graphic designer had done, even just aside from the graphic designer. Things that you can do yourself. And if you really want to do something, it will work. And if it doesn't, there's other options. Like, it's not the end of the world. I think people are too scared to do things sometimes in case it doesn't work.
Totally.
But the worst that can happen is it doesn't work and you go down a different avenue, or you keep trying. If you genuinely are really passionate about something, it will work and it will succeed.
Do you think there's value in failing?
100%. I wouldn't say that I failed my business, but I do at times think that I did, because it did close and I did kind of give up on that because it did get too stressful. So at times I do feel like I failed, but at the same time, I still did that for 3 years. Like, I'm still proud of myself for having a salon at like 21.
Totally.
So there's just a lot for like to learn from that. But
no,
at
you
times-
actively chose yourself and your sanity to put it on pause, basically.
Yeah. And I do think that if I did keep going, that I would have had to sell my house.
Yeah.
Like it kind of was a balance. Like, what do I do here?
Yeah.
And I had felt that I'd done enough of by Keneshia at that time and was ready to move on.
There's so much power in learning when to stop doing something. And when I brought up about the failure, I don't know if you know him, Diary of a CEO, Stephen. It's a huge podcast as well, but him as a company, anything that he's involved in, they have a weekly check-in on how many times the business failed, and they need to fail a certain amount of times every single month.
That's crazy.
Because it's how they learn.
Yeah.
So I've had it like a little bit lasered off now, but I had never a failure, always a lesson tattooed on me. And I 100%, as much as you think that's lame, as much.
No, I don't think it's lame. I love your tattoos. They're so beautiful.
No, that was so sarcastic.
I know, I do love them. My favorite.
You fucking bitch. No, the point is, I think there's so much power in failing. And I think that there's no real such thing as failing when you embody that, because
when you own
it's the only fucking way you learn. If you're constantly succeeding, you're not even going to know what it feels like to truly succeed if you're not starting from the bottom.
Yeah.
There's no contrast.
And I think risk is everything. Like there's always going to be a risk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm super proud of you. And when you made the decision to close the doors on By Keneshia for now, whether it's permanent or not, that was an empowered decision on your behalf, and you knew that it was the right time, and it's something that you can always go back to. And everyone's going to come fucking running back, including myself anyway. But it's awesome to see what you came from originally, feeling very unstable, finding yourself through that growth, owning your own fucking business, not just, an at-home business, but also having your entire storefront. And you did that on your own. You didn't have a big lump sum of money given from your parents. Like, you did this all on your fucking own. So, it's something to be very proud of. So give me 3 superpowers of BPD. So like people that might be listening that have their diagnosis, they're feeling some type of way about it, like myself, feeling a lot of shame when I first got my diagnosis with ADHD. What are some positives, how it impacts your life, or some superpowers? Like, give me 3 things where you think it really helps you day to day. Is it like being empathetic and really understanding people and their emotions?
100%.
Yeah.
I'm like a very big empath.
Yeah.
I feel things very deeply for other people. Like, I'm very invested, even people I don't know.
Yeah.
Like around them on the street. But I think people that I do care about, I care a lot about. And I think that makes me, like, it's a positive to my life, and it's a positive for my friends and my family that I do care as much as I do. And I will help my friends in any way I can.
Yeah, she's a fucking ride or die. Let me tell you that right now. Last year, wow, biggest ride or die ever. Like, you are an incredible friend. Seriously.
Thank you. I think the other thing, number 2, is, just how I feel regarding my feelings, whether it's about another person or myself. I do feel quite deeply, but I actually do go into that, and like nowadays, like, can actually think about it and process it and be like, okay, like, that's okay. It might take me a while to catch the thought and like actually process it, but once I do, I'm like, okay, it's going to be okay. And just take time with myself and my thoughts.
Neurotypicals without a diagnosis, they struggle to do that day to day. So it's like being able to catch the thought and give yourself some grace is a huge amount of growth, regardless of whether you've got BPD, ADD, ADHD, whatever it is. That's a huge one. Like, that's awesome. Like, most fucking 50-year-old grown-ass adults can't catch the fucking thought and act on emotion. So that's huge.
Number 3 would be that I am quite creative. I love art. Obviously, I've got tattoos, and I think definitely creativity with tattoos. I literally, from the age of like 19 to like 22, I pretty much got all my tattoos, and I've only recently been getting not even recently, like a couple on my leg. Trinkles, if you will.
Yeah.
So I feel like I did get tattooed quite quickly after that, and that was kind of a way of coping with my whole situation as well.
Yeah, Keneshia, for anybody that's listening and doesn't see any videos, Keneshia is, I would say, 80% covered.
I know. I would say like 70%.
Okay, 70% covered.
The only thing that's not tattooed is my left leg.
Yeah.
And like I do have like room.
So for anybody listening that may be able to relate to your journey, what's one thing that you would love them to take away from your story?
It may sound cliche and like something that everyone says, but it does get better. It might be really hard, but it does get better. You don't think you will ever heal from what heartbreak or what situation is, but it does get better, and people do genuinely care about you. And even when you think they might not, they do. Someone will always be there. Someone will always want to listen. And I think so many lives are taken so young because people don't think that they care, and you can be something. And I think that if I can help one person think that they can be something out of this, like, I'll be happy. Like, I wish that I had someone that was relatable and could relate to me when I was that young and impressionable and was surrounded by not good people. I wish someone was like, hey, it does get better, and someone that had been through that. And I think if you are in the position to, financially and environmentally, get yourself a companion, because Doja genuinely has saved my life. I needed a purpose when I got her. I felt like my whole world, like I had nothing. And I think Doja, she is my best friend. Oh my God, me crying about my cat.
She's beautiful.
But the time that I got her, I really needed her. So if you are in the position to, and you need a reason to get up every morning, get yourself something that you need to get up for and that needs to rely on you to live. Because someone does want you here. Yeah. And like, it will be okay, even though you think it might not be. But people do care about you, and too many lives are taken. Yeah. For people that think they don't care, like that they don't have people that care.
I'm so proud of you. Oh my God, we're both getting so emotional. I'm so proud of you, and listening to your journey, and even as one of your best friends, like, you are really inspiring, whether you feel it or not. You are an inspiration, and you're so kind to everyone around you. And I just know that so many people are going to benefit from hearing your story. And you're so successful in your personal life with your growth, and also when it comes to business and your friendships, everything that you've built for yourself. You should be so proud, and it makes me emotional thinking about it. And I'm just so happy that I get to be in your life and you get to be in mine, because you're like a sister to me. No, seriously, I love you so much.
I love you too.
And we love Doja and Truffle.
Oh,
yeah.
Our babies.
Our babies.
I love you.
I love you so much. Yeah, thank you so much for coming on, and you'll have to come on again.
Yes, when some other crisis is happening.
Yeah. But we're sending a lot of love to anybody that needs it right now.
Yeah.
And
there's always someone there for you. Yeah. Even though you think you might be alone. There's Lifeline as well.
Yeah.
That has definitely helped me.
Yes.
Over time.
Yeah. Yeah. Same here. Same here. I'm so proud of you. Thank you for coming on. I love you so much.
I love you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.